Hey everybody, welcome back to another hot and fresh and tasty edition of Mondays with Matt. Topic of the show that I want to really unpack today is there's always an answer. YouTube peeps, what's up guys? How are you doing? Welcome. If it's your first time joining us on my YouTube channel, take a second, hit that little subscribe button over on the side and hit the little bell. I'm uploading new content to YouTube all the time. My name is Matt Schaefer, and I'm a speaker, and I am a coach for women. I support women on empowerment, connection, relationship, and really crafting more fulfilling connections in their lives. I'm obsessed with what I do. I'm super excited about my work, and I love my clients. And for those of you who don't know, I'm also launching my first ever group online course. It's going to have modules, weekly modules, and also live coaching with me in a group format. If you want to check it out, go to masteryofconnection.com. And the course is Mastery of Connection. It's going to be a really fun course. It's all about helping you get deeper, more fulfilling relationships and deeper connections both within yourself and out in the world. It really covers a lot of the foundational work I do with my clients out there. So I'm going to be doing a free beta launch. So if you want to be part of that first beta class of testers, we already have, I think, almost 500 people signed up. So come join the party over at masteryofconnection.com and be a part of that huge movement. We're going to actually launch the course. The first module starts on July 15th, so you got plenty of time to sign up. You guys, this is my my weekly show, my passion project about emotional intelligence, leadership, spirituality, relationships, connection, basically whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm experiencing in real time. Oh yeah, and for those of you who don't know, this is also, I guess, my birthday edition of my show. This is the birthday edition of my show. My birthday is June 26th. So for those of you who want to, I don't know, send me a present, don't send me a present, that's weird. But my birthday is June 26th, and I'm going to be, believe it or not, I'm going to be 37. Can you believe that? This time last year, I was actually kind of alone in Houston on my birthday. And you know what? I was okay with that because I was out on a mission, right? I was out on this mission to build something. And I didn't really know what it was, but I knew that I was on a path, right? A path that I needed to be on. And I knew in time, even because I had put a bunch of big questions out to the universe, I knew in time that the answer would come. I was asking a big question of the universe and of myself. I was asking a big question, and I had faith that an answer was going to be coming. And that's what this show today is going to be all about, guys. The theme of this show and what I want to unpack and what I really want to explore with you is that there's always an answer. There's always an answer. Now, when I say that, when I say there's always an answer, what do you think I mean by that? Because I mean it unequivocally. No matter what question you have, no matter what you want to create, no matter what problem you're faced with or what obstacle you're faced with, there is always an answer. There's always an answer present. There's always an answer waiting for you somewhere within you or out in the world. There's always an answer. The question is, it's not whether you're able to find it. You're always able to find it. Think about that. You're always able to find the answer to whatever situation you're facing. You are always capable of finding that. But haven't you seen in the world that a lot of people seem like they never find the answers that they're looking for? But I guarantee you, no matter what you're facing, there is an answer. But there's a lot of reasons that people don't find the answers in their lives, aren't there? A lot of things come up for people. There are a lot of reasons why people basically give up. I think the biggest reason why people don't find the answers in their lives, why people don't find the answers they're looking for out in the world, is because they just give up. They give up. They stop looking. They get off the path, right? And they don't practice, I think, the simple steps that are required for finding answers. Because here's the thing. You do not need to know all the steps along the way to find the answers in your life. You don't need to have a blueprint. You don't need to have a diagram. You don't even need to have a huge strategy in order to find the answers in your life. I think finding answers in your life boils down to just some key foundational principles, right? And because here's the thing, I got to this point in my life, the point in my life where I'm at right now, as I look at my 37th birthday, as I look at my life, I have been on a path of exponential growth and expansion. And it's the sort of thing that I couldn't have planned out. It's the sort of thing that I couldn't have road mapped or blueprinted. I have created my own answers as I have walked the path that I'm on. And it's because I stuck to some basic principles, right? Some basic principles that I have used, that no matter what situation I was facing and no matter how insurmountable it seemed, I found an answer. I found an answer. And I think the first and most foundational principle and the first and most important thing we can do to find answers in our lives is to keep going. I think the biggest reason people don't find the answers they're looking for are they just stop. They just stop looking. They stop trying. They talk themselves out of it. They allow that negative voice. They allow their ego. They allow their staticness to just take over, and they just quit. And they don't believe in themselves. They just lose that belief in themselves. Give me a one if you know people in your life who have done that. Isn't it heartbreaking when you see people just decide to give up, or you see people just settle for less? You see people, maybe they were searching for an answer at one point, and then they just decide at one point, you know what? I'm done. I don't need to know the answer. I'd rather just be comfortable. I'd rather just stop moving. I'm tired. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing so many of us do? Yeah, Laura knows what I'm talking about. There's so many people out there, and what's unfortunate is when those people stop, a lot of times they convince the people around them to stop looking for the answers as well. Like, what's my purpose? Or when am I going to find, my soulmate or my twin flame? Or when am I going to be truly happy and fulfilled with my work or what I'm doing or where I'm at in my life? Or how do I overcome this illness? Like, people just stop looking for answers. And that's like one of the biggest reasons that people just stagnate and start to, just deflate in their lives, right? So I think one of the greatest things we can do to find answers in our lives is to keep going, And another thing that I think is so important is we got to be consistent. We have to be consistent in how we show up. We get to be consistent in how we move forward in the world, in how we keep executing day after day after day. We get to keep going with consistency and focus, right? Focused, consistent action. Focused, consistent, imperfect action every day to look for an answer. You don't need to know where you're going. You don't even need to know necessarily what you're looking for. All you need to know is how you want to feel, what you want to create, and then you just keep moving towards it and pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Keep looking. Keep being open for the answer. And here's one of the greatest things you need to know about looking for an answer and finding an answer is be open to the fact that the answer to your question, the answer to your problem, the answer to whatever you're facing, it may look completely different than how you think. It may look completely different than what you anticipated. It may be a completely different solution or a completely different resolution than the one that you were expecting. That's when things get really tricky, because I think some people, they miss the answer that they're looking for because it's so much different than the one that you thought. If you had told me, for example, a year ago that I was not going to, as I'm sitting there in Houston, right, with these dreams of being a stadium speaker, if you had told me a year ago that the answer, that the beautiful answer that I was going to find a year later was going to lead me back home to Sarasota, and that I was going to spend my day on the phone coaching women all day, I would have been like, no, I'm here to be this big stage speaker, and that's why I'm on this path, so I can do this whole thing. I thought that was the answer I was moving towards, and it ended up not being the case. Because here's the ironic part. I speak to so many more women and so many more humans doing this and speaking on YouTube and speaking on Facebook than I ever could speaking on stage at these conferences. I have a video on YouTube, on Helena Hart's YouTube channel, that just hit 100,000 views. I have over 200,000 views on YouTube in the last 2 months. That's like 2 stadiums full of people. 2.5 stadiums full of people. How crazy is that? But it's because I let go of this, that my answer, my solution, it had to be this fixed thing. That I had to be on a hard stage in front of a room full of people. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying that I'm not going to speak to stadiums full of people. I guarantee you that I will. But I've ended up speaking to stadiums full of people in the last 2 months just by turning on the camera in front of me and asking the right questions, right? And being open to the fact that the answer to my career and to my expansion and to my dream of changing the world through the power of my voice didn't look the way that I anticipated it to be, right? So let me know, guys. Let me know if you've gotten an answer in your life. A solution to a problem, a solution to a question that didn't look the way that you expected. Put it in the comments. Let me know if you've gotten an answer to something in your life, in your career, in your business, in your love life that didn't look the way that you anticipated. Because I think that's one of the most powerful things we can do is to recognize that maybe, just maybe, we don't have all the answers, and we can't always predict the way that life is meant to unfold. And it's so arrogant of us to just assume that we know how life is supposed to unfold, and that we know the way that the answer is supposed to present itself to us. What is that phrase? You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans, right? So let's go through and let's circle through and let's talk about a couple of the things. Let's review the things we've covered so far. In order for us to look for answers, in order for us to find the answer, the first thing to presume, the assumption we get to operate under, is that there is always an answer, no matter how insurmountable the problem is that you're facing. There is somewhere out there and somewhere within you, the answer exists. Okay? And the way to find it, it's not about, having a specific strategy to do it. It's about maintaining specific practices and specific ways of being that are going to allow you to do that. All right? And what's the first thing? The first thing is to be committed to finding the answer, because most people don't find the answer because they choose to give up. They choose comfort. Be committed, and be committed to finding the answer no matter what. No matter what it takes, no matter how uncomfortable you be, no matter what it's going to ask of you, you get to be committed 100% towards it. What's up, Gabby? How's it going, Georgia Santos? Good to see you. So committed. That's a huge thing. Consistent is another huge thing. If you want to find the answers to the problems that you're facing, to achieving the vision that you want, you get to be consistent in the way that you show up. You get to be consistent in the way that you execute day in and day out. You get to be always striving to look deeper, to look beneath the surface. You get to be very, very meticulous and methodical in the way that you keep moving through you. What do we get to also have? We get to have clarity, not around the specific way that the answer looks, but around the fact that we want to know how the answer will make us feel, right? We get to keep a broad intention around the kind of answer that we want to achieve. And then we get to let go of what it looks like. Because for me, I think one of the most important ways, one of the most important aspects of finding the answers you are looking for is to let go of the way it needs to look. And know that the perfect answer for you might be radically different than the one you're expecting. I could not have imagined that I would have connected with 200,000 people in 2 months by sitting in my apartment recording videos. I thought that the way I was going to help people all over the world was from stage. And I'm not saying I'm not going to help people from stage, but that isn't the way that it's turned out. The way that I have made a global impact, a deep global impact up until this point right now, was the moment I decided to step off stage and step in front of a camera in a more focused, committed way. The instant I committed to doing YouTube, the instant I began collaborating with Helena Hart, the instant I declared that I was here to serve women and I started speaking to women directly and authentically and powerfully and passionately and choosing to be in the trenches with them and to really like see their hearts and feel them and support them, the instant I chose to step into that, what's up, Mikkel? How you doing? Louisa, all my clients are getting on. I love you guys. Melissa Benedetti, another one of my amazing clients. I love you guys so much. I love it when my clients jump on and watch. The moment that I got clear on the people I wanted to serve, and I just chose to just, roll with that and to roll with the way it made me feel, the answer presented itself to me. Because you know how I knew? I felt it ignite within me, right? And that's one of the most important things. The answer isn't necessarily something that you're going to see. It's something that you're going to feel. You're going to feel the right answer. If you are in alignment, if you are a clear channel, if you're not operating from fear and distortion, and you're open to the answer, looking however it chooses to look, and you're humble enough to accept the answer that the universe provides to you, you'll know when it presents itself because you'll be feeling it in the core of your being. So I want you to look at your life. This is the Matt challenge for this week. Look at your life and ask yourself, what obstacles am I facing right now? What problem is in front of me? And how do I feel about it? Do I feel it's insurmountable? Have I given up on ever finding an answer? Do I think the answer is to give up? Because I'll be honest with you, I think too many people are walking away from their lives and they're walking away for what's possible for them because they've decided that either an answer doesn't exist or the answer isn't worth fighting for. The answer isn't worth how uncomfortable they're going to have to get in order to find it. But here's the deal. If you want to be a leader, if you want to change the world, if you want to make an impact with your life, if you want to live your best possible life, you get to stand for the answers. You get to stand for your highest possibility. You get to live a life that really inspires others around you to step up. Yeah, you're right, Melissa. The answer is not giving up. The answer is not checking out. The answer is not selling out. And the answer sure as hell isn't staying in your comfort zone. It's just not. The answer is going to be something that you're going to find within yourself, because that's how you're going to know. When the answer presents itself to you, you're going to feel it. It's going to burn inside of you. And that's what I've been doing. As soon as I felt the answer, as soon as Helena said, you know what? Yeah, Matt, let's do a show the next day. Like I felt a whisper in my head. Matt, reach out to Helena. I reached out to her and she said the next day, hey Matt, I can do a live with you. As soon as I knew that was coming, I said, you know what? This is it. And I did that live with her and the rest is history. That first live I did with her has just passed 50,000 views. And a solo video I did on touch that she put on her channel has just crossed over 100,000 views. I'm going to have 250,000 views on YouTube probably within the next week. And it happened that quick. It's happened in 2 months. The entire trajectory of my life changed the instant that I let go of the way the answer had to look like. And I just decided to be humble and open and to listen for the truth and to feel for the truth. And to basically announce to the universe, I am ready to know the answer. I am ready to step into my purpose. And if you show it to me, I will do whatever it takes to find it and achieve it. So look at your life, guys. That's the Matt challenge. Look at your life and ask yourself, what are the questions that my life is posing me right now? What obstacles are presented? What problems am I facing? Is it health? Are you facing an illness? Is it a relationship thing? Is it something at work? Do you hate your job? Are you not living your purpose? Do you not feel alive in your life? Are you not feeling lit up by that? What questions is your life posing to you right now? And are you even looking for the answers? Or have you become content just to sit in your problem, just to sit in your shit and just to say, you know what? I guess this problem doesn't have an answer. Because I'll be the first one, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you right now, that is not true. Whatever you are facing, there is an answer. And the only person standing between you and that answer is you. That's it. Tough love time, y'all. There is an answer waiting for you out there. And if you are willing to commit to finding that answer, get focused on how you want to feel, on what you want to create, and not be attached to how it looks. And being committed to doing whatever it takes. And just as important as being committed to doing whatever it takes, being committed to reach out for support. Being committed to be vulnerable about the fact that you're looking for that answer. Reach out to people. Ask people to help you. Get a coach. Get a mentor. Get a guide. Hire a trainer. Hire a nutritionist. Go to a doctor. The reason that this whole live came up was one of my clients, Beth Huckabee, was talking to me about how, there's so many women out there who their marriages fall apart after they have kids because their hormones go crazy and their sex drive goes away. And then because the men, they're not having sex with their husbands end up getting frustrated and the marriage falls apart. And the answer is as simple as going to the doctor and saying, hey, I don't want to have sex anymore. Is there anything that can be done for this? And the answer is yes. You get hormone therapy. It's not magic. It was as simple as you recognizing that there's a problem and having the courage to ask somebody for support. What if the answer to your problem, the problem that you think is insurmountable, the problem that's threatening to destroy your life, what if the answer is as simple as reaching out to a professional for support? Reaching out to friends for support. Reaching out to family for support. Sometimes that's all it takes, but it takes courage to do that, right? It takes courage to reach out for support. And guys, this is the thing. Bottom line here. There are answers waiting for you. If you have the courage to acknowledge that they exist, if you have the courage to acknowledge that they may not look the way you think, and if you have the courage to commit to finding those answers, no matter what, and if you have the courage to reach out for support, let other people help you, ask for help, and keep moving forward. If you can do that, you will find the answers you're looking for, and you will realize that there is no such thing as an insurmountable problem. There is no such thing as an immovable, impassable obstacle. There's no such thing as an impossible barrier. It doesn't exist. The only time something becomes impassable or impossible or impermeable is the moment that you say so. Bottom line, I could sit here and go online and find 1,000 stories of people curing themselves of cancer, of people overcoming insurmountable obstacles, of people doing miraculous shit. You know why they did that? You know how they did that? Because they decided so. And they didn't let anything stand in their way. They didn't let anything stand in their way. That's it. And that same power is available to you right now if you say so, if you decide so. Or you can just say, you know what? An answer doesn't exist. This problem hasn't been put here to help me expand. This problem has been put here to help me see that I'm not powerful enough to create what I want in the world. So I'm just going to settle back into complacency and just give up. You have that choice. Or you can do the sort of thing I frame with my clients and look at every problem, every obstacle, every question that life is facing you with as an opportunity and a mechanism for you to grow and expand and transform and evolve. Because you were meant to live in a state of constructive tension. You were meant to be in a state of continually growing and expanding outside of yourself. And growth, just like with muscle fiber, right? Growth of a being does not happen without resistance. It does not happen without obstacle. It does not happen without struggle. So your problems are here to serve you. Your problems are here to catapult you to your next level of growth. And when you make that commitment, the answer will become present when you stretch into a space to achieve it and to accomplishment and to see it. But do you have the courage to do that? Debbie says, so true. I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said if we stop living at 20, that a lot of us stop living at 25 but don't die until we're 75. Exactly. And I will 100% agree with that, that there's a lot of people that literally climb into their coffin at 25. And guess what that coffin is? It's a cubicle at a job they hate, in a marriage that they don't care about. That's the coffin. It's a series of boxes. It's the office they sit in, and then it's the living room that they go home to. And they just go to work, come home, watch TV, eat dinner, rinse, wash, and repeat until they die. And I'll be honest with you, I can't do it. Not in the cards for me. And I invite each and every one of you to aspire to more than that. Because each and every one of you has incredibly profound, expansive answers lying within you. Because every problem that you're facing in your life right now, no matter how big and how scary and how terrifying it is an opportunity. Is a mechanism for your growth and expansion, your evolution. And when you find the answer to that thing, that answer is going to transform you. And it's going to help you catapult into the next level of your life. And the higher you go, the bigger and the scarier the problems get. I'm going to tell you, but because I'm living that right now. The challenges I'm facing now and the things that I'm facing now are so much bigger and so much scarier than what I was facing 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But you know what? I'm excited by it now. And that's, I think, the coolest thing is once you just keep on facing and overcoming obstacles and finding answers in the most unpredictable places time and time and time again, you develop more and more faith that those answers exist. And you start moving forward more and more confidently and more comfortably. And no matter how big and how scary it is, you know that it has been put here to serve you and support you. And if you can declare it and if you can take it on, you can overcome it. You can overcome it, Kimberly West. Whatever you are facing, there is an answer out there for you. Cinnamon Schmidt will beat cancer because she says so, and because she's committed out of her mind to do so. Those people out, so this is what I'm saying, and this is what I want to end with on this live. I want you guys to look at your lives, and I want you to ask yourself, what are the problems that I am facing, and do I believe that the answers are out there? Give me a 1 if you're committed to doing that. Give me a 1 if you're committed to looking at your lives and looking at your problems and asking yourself, am I still looking for answers, or have I given up? And am I willing to do what it's going to take to find those answers? Am I willing to get committed, get clear, do whatever it takes? Stand in the fire. Be open to alternative answers. Not be attached to the way it looks. Because here's the thing, you are all so powerful. You are all such profoundly powerful creators. You have every answer you have ever been seeking within you right now. Every single answer. Every single answer is within you, and it's waiting for you out in the world like treasure. No matter how big and how scary and how impossible what you're facing may seem. The answer is waiting for you. And when you find that answer, not only are you going to find the resolution to your problem, but you're going to find the key to your evolution, to your next level of personal growth and development and transformation. And that's even more exciting than the problem going away, is who you're going to become when you solve it. So I hope that this resonated with you. Y'all, if you're watching on YouTube, hit a second, hit the subscribe button for me. Sign up for my channel. We'd love to have you there. I'm uploading new content to YouTube all the time, guys. Sign up over on YouTube. MasteryOfConnection.com. I'm launching my first course next month, July 15th. So check out masteryofconnection.com, sign up there, apply there, and recognize that all the work I'm doing is to support you in finding the answers in your life. I will see you next week on Mondays with Matt. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.